streamers, people with millions of followers, multi-million-dollar webinars and live events. I've been doing this for a living for 10 years, and I'm going to tell you the best gear for live streaming on planet Earth. I'm going to link it all to you and explain exactly how it works and why you should consider all these purchases before you waste your money on a piece of garbage gear that might not get the job done. Are you guys ready for this? Let's go. This video is sponsored by Restream. Why live stream to one platform when you can simultaneously live stream to every platform to discover new audiences faster using Restream.io? The first thing you want to look at all the time whenever you're looking at your gear, whenever you're creating content, is what is the best possible audio gear. And so this audio setup that you hear right now, there's no editing. It sounds this good all of the time. How is that possible? And it's because of this Rode setup that I'm going to go over. Here's exactly how it works. I'm going to show you in the control room, then I'm going to go over each piece that you can put together to create your own Rode setup like this. So basically, here's the deal. I've got the Rodecaster Pro mixer right here that I'm running this Rode dynamic microphone through. I've got the boom arm, I've got the shock mount, and the XLR cable running to this mixer. So here's why this mixer is so impressive. And I'm just going to turn off the music so that you can hear the difference between having a professional mixer like this one and not having a professional mixer like this one. So right now, you hear my processed voice. Now I'm going to turn off the processing on this mixer, and here's the way my voice sounds without the processing. This is without processing. This is a $230 mic, but the processing is turned off. And then here is the processing turned on the Rode Procaster mixer. As you can see, the processing makes the audio sound so much better. Here it is off. This is the microphone without the processing on. This is all happening live. This is not edited at all. And then here's the processing on. Do you hear how much fuller and how much bigger this sounds? That's because it has official settings in this Rode Procaster mixer. Let me just show you it on the screen right now. It has official settings on this mixer that make it sound better with official Rode gear. This is it right here. This is the mixer. Let me just pull it up full screen for you right here. This is the mixer. Unfortunately, it's $600, but it's worth every penny because you can plug in 4 XLR mics into it. You can even do your computer audio through it, and you can use Bluetooth audio through this mixer. It's even got sound triggers and sound pads. That's how I played the intro music on this episode. It is the best mixer for podcasting and live streaming and creating on the planet. Every client I've bought this mixer for absolutely freaking loves it. Here, let me just give you the links to all this stuff. This is the mixer I'm talking about right here, posting it in chat. Now, just the mixer on its own doesn't do the trick. You have to have a good dynamic microphone to go along with it. So the dynamic mic I'm recommending is this one. It's the Rode Procaster mic. This is their official podcasting mic, their highest end podcasting mic. I'm just going to give you the links. I'm not going to withhold any information here. Here's the link to the microphone. I'm posting it in chat. And this microphone allows you to isolate audio really effectively. If there's room noise in your room, if you've got clickety-clack on your keyboard, if you've got any other distractions in the area, construction, lawn mowing, I've got a 2-year-old and a 5-year-old playing in the other room, you can't hear it because this mic does such a good job of isolating the audio. And you want to pair this up with a handful of accessories, including this boom arm, which allows you to move it in position anywhere you want in your studio. You can turn around, do whatever you like. It's a really solid boom arm. It's about $100. Let me just grab the boom arm for you right now. This boom arm, you can mount any number of mics to that boom arm, and you can get it in position, and you can stretch it all the way across your desk. Check this out. I could stretch it across the desk so I can look straight into the camera here. I can stretch it this way and move it this way to talk into this camera here. You can even do stand-up shots with it, and you can stand up with the boom arm. It's a really solid boom arm. I highly recommend it. And it's the one I recommend for everybody. I've had this one for about 2 years, and it has remained solid that entire time. So I'm a huge fan of that boom arm. Now, you will need a mount for the mic, a shock mount in case you're banging on your desk. So the shock mount I like using is the Rode PSM1 shock mount, and this shock mount allows you to hear. Do you hear that? I'm banging on my desk right now. Do you hear that through the mic? You don't, because the shock mount right here is taking care of all of that vibration. It's a $40 shock mount, and it allows you to also reposition the mic without destroying your audience's eardrums. Mine's even a little squeaky. I should grease it up, but that accessory is really solid. And people ask me all the time, should you get fancy XLR cables? Do they make any difference at all? The answer is no. You should not be getting fancy XLR cables. You should be buying basic ones. I've tried the low Z XLR cables and versus the Amazon ones, and I cannot tell the difference. So let me just link you the most cost-effective XLR cable that you can get out there. You can get in multiple lengths. I'm just going to put it in chat right now. It's also in the description on the YouTube video. Check that out. Save some money. Don't buy fancy XLR cables. Buy only the basic ones. And the last piece of the setup is having a nice pop filter on your mic. So this particular mic and any number of other mics some of them have a pop filter built in, and this one does. This one's got a pop filter built in, so it's not popping right now when I'm super close to the mic, but if I get really close, it will pop. You'll hear a pop, pop, pop. You hear a little bit of pops in the mic, right? You guys heard that. If you throw this windscreen on top of the built-in pop filter on this mic, put it on top, then it really prevents any pops from happening. You can put this right up next to your mouth, and as you can hear, there's no awkward popping or anything at all. It's really, really solid for that reason. Don't get a big metal pop filter to put in front of your mic because it blocks your face from your audience. You don't want that. You want to have as little obstructing your face as possible when you're talking to your audience. So try to get like a windscreen if you can on whatever microphone you're using instead of a full-blown metal pop filter that's covering up your face. People want to see your face. Also, you want to be able to see your computer, right? It'll obstruct your view of your computer. Let me link that to you right now. There's the pop filter for this mic. So that's the audio side. Let me know if you guys live have any questions about that, but that's not it. So as you guys can see right here, having a good green screen setup in your space is really, really solid. And I have a setup in my space that's not just one green screen, it's actually 2 green screens, and it's really helping me get a nice full shot. If you just get one green screen, you'll basically be cropped in to an area about this size where your arms can only extend out about that far. Let me go ahead and put this down. Where your arms can only extend out about that far, and then your arms will be cut off on the sides of the green screen. But as you can see, I can go full length, side to side on the shot and top to bottom, because I've got 2 green screens side by side next to each other without having my arm cut off or my mic cut off on either side. So the green screens I recommend are the Elgato green screens. They're the most famous green screens out there. I've tried the alternatives. I've tried the off-brand green screens, and they break, and the quality isn't as high, and they also wrinkle behind you, and if there's any wrinkles, the green screen isn't super tight. So let me link you that green screen right now in chat. It's the Elgato green screen. Now, the green screen does not work properly if you don't have great lighting to go along with it, right? And so let me just show you the green screen's full screen right now, because I know it's hard to see it because I'm literally using the green screen right now to do this video. So here, this is the top-down version of the green screen. They also have bottom-up versions, like this one right here. Here's the bottom-up version of the green screen if you want to pick this one up. And it's got the braces in the back to make it stronger, and it's really, really solid. But it doesn't work properly if you don't have great lighting. And so these are the lights that I recommend that I use in my studio. It's these really, really cheap, effectively cheap. I mean, it's under $200 for this light kit. 2 LED lights that you can point at the green screen with 2 diffusers, and it comes with 2 bags and power adapters where you can effectively light your green screen with this entire kit in one kit, under $200. And so what you guys will notice with my, let me just show you the studio, and I can show you kind of how these lights are placed. Let me just link them to you in chat if you're interested. These are the light kit with diffusers. You don't have to buy anything else if you buy this, but let me just show you how it looks in the studio. So I've got 2 of those lights up top here and here, just lighting the top of my green screens, and I've got 2 of those lights right here and here, lighting the bottom of my green screens and also backlighting me so that I have some dynamicism. I have some backlighting on me for my green screen shot. And that's how live I have this green screen shot with you guys, and it's basically perfect. Like, this is the way a post-produced green screen shot looks. Do you see green stuff on my hand? Do you see any green stuff between my fingers? Usually you don't get a green screen that tight unless you're doing editing, but you can get that live during your streams on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook Gaming. if you get proper lighting. So this light kit I just recommended to you, the newer light kit, if you set up 4 of these lights, you set up 2 of them to light the bottoms of your green screen and 2 of them to light the top, and you put the diffusers on them, you get extremely well lit like I am. I mean, you can't even see the green in my hair. It's like literally a perfect, look at that. It is a perfect chroma key. These lights, you don't need to spend $500 on your lights. You don't need to spend $700 on your lights. You just spend less than $200 and you can get perfect chroma key. Cool? Don't waste your money. Trust me, I've tried the really, really expensive ones. I've tried just all the models. I've built multi-million-dollar studios, and these particular lights, these newer ones right here, they are just the best lights for the money, just straight up. They don't pay me to say that. They're just the best lights for the money. Link in the description there if you want to check those out. Okay, so that's your green screen. That's your lighting. Okay, what about your camera setup? All right, your camera gear is critically important. And the setup I'm going to talk about isn't just a webcam. I've got entire videos out there on webcams. I've got the Brio here. I've got the 920. I've got a cheap one. You're looking at a Brio right here. If you want really, really high quality visuals for your camera for the lowest possible price, what you want to look at is putting a DSLR camera like this one right here inside of a ring light and capturing that through a cam link. And it basically gives you this shot. This camera you're looking at me through right here is only a $500 camera. The prices may go up or down over at any point, but it's only a $500 camera base price. It's not a $2,000 camera. It's not a $6,000 camera. It's only $500. And it's this camera right here. It's the Panasonic Lumix that I'm showing in the background behind me right now. I'll link to that in chat. And a lot of people will say, look, you know, you need to buy the most expensive camera. You need to buy a couple $1,000 DSLR to have a high quality shot. You aren't going to see that many streamers out there that have a higher quality main camera shot on a green screen than me. You could put me side by side right next to Dr. Disrespect, who probably has a camera that's like $10,000, $20,000, and my shot will look 85% to 90% as good as his with this $500 camera. And the reason why is the lighting is so effective with this kit, and it's running through a cam link, and you're not losing any of the quality that comes out of the camera. So let me show you all the pieces that come along in this camera kit so you can understand all the pieces you'll need to get if you want a nice primary camera shot that you can do live like this and have this level of quality for only $500 for the camera. A Logitech Brio right now is like $250. That's a webcam. Webcams are running hundreds of dollars right now. So why not spend a little bit more money if you can afford it to do the DSLR setup like I'm doing? Check it out. Let me show you all the different pieces to this kit right now because it's freaking amazing. All right. By the way, none of these companies pay me to tell you this. The links I'm giving you are affiliate links on Amazon. This is not a sponsored video. This is just the equipment. This is not a sponsored video by any of these hardware companies. I just like this equipment. This is the Panasonic Lumix G7 camera. Let me go ahead and link it to you in chat right now. This camera, you're going to end up mounting to a ring light. This accessory right here, you're going to put it inside the middle of this ring light, and that ring light is going to light your face. So let me go ahead and link the ring light in chat right now. And once it lights your face, it's going to give you that nice bright look on your face where people can see your face and they can see you properly because of the ring light. And then what you're going to do is you're going to want to make sure you have a nice diffuser on the light so you're not blinded and you don't melt your retinas. And so I'm going to link that diffuser to you right here. This is all really important so you don't have a really harsh looking front shot with your camera. You want to have a nice diffused, soft look on your face, okay? Then, in order to connect it to your computer, you're going to need this device, which is the Camlink 4K. You plug this into the USB jack on your computer, then it routes the camera. Let me just show you the routing and how it works. What it does is it routes the camera through a video cable into your computer right here. My Camlink is right down here. It routes it into your computer and it converts the video signal from the DSLR into a data signal that your computer can recognize. This device will give you close to lossless video, essentially, and you're going to get almost all of the quality that the camera would normally deliver by just recording inside the camera on your stream. And so that's how I'm getting this level of quality that you see right now is it's going through a Camlink. It's not a webcam. The Camlink essentially turns your DSLR camera into a webcam, essentially. So let me link that to you in chat. Go ahead and pick that up if you'd like. I have tried the knockoff versions of cam links, and the knockoff versions just don't work that well, to be honest. They're a bit spotty. And then to connect those two things together, what you're gonna wanna do is get a high quality video cable. I've tested about 5 different cables that have failed, and this blue rigger cable, this 4K cable, is the best one. It allows you to connect this little teeny micro HDMI into the HDMI on the cam link and get full quality. So I recommend this blue rigger one in particular. Some people will get bad cables or cheap cables at the Amazon cable, and it just doesn't work out. Don't waste your time. Get the good one. And here's a last piece. This is a power tip. I guess literally it's all about power. But here's a power tip for all of you guys that are doing DSLR cameras ever. Don't run your DSLR camera off of batteries. You should always have a power supply for your DSLR camera. And that's because you don't want to have to be worrying about charging your batteries. You don't want to have to worry about it going off in the middle of your stream. You don't want to have to worry about that at all. You just want it to be on all the time. And my DSLR camera stays on for about 14 hours a day while I work, and yours should be able to do that too. So buy a power supply for your DSLR camera so you can just turn it on, and it essentially acts as a ultra high quality webcam all day long. So the power supply for this particular camera, I'm going to link in chat right now. There it is. It's also in the description of the YouTube video. That particular power supply, it's this one. It's not an exciting item, but go find a power supply for your camera. See that little battery thing down here at the bottom? This little guy that plugs into the battery jack of the camera, or any DSLR camera that you're using. It plugs into the battery jack and it powers up your camera in an unlimited way forever. Don't leave home without this particular accessory for whatever camera it is that you decide to purchase. So far we've talked about the microphone at the beginning of the stream, then we talked about green screen and lighting, and then we talked about the camera. But there's way more to being a creator than just that. You can't produce content without a great computer and great computer accessories. So I actually have a recommended computer. I've bought this computer for about 12 people, and it's actually a production laptop. And production laptops are actually going to give you as much power, if not more power, than buying a comparable desktop computer today because of how optimized the pricing is on 2000 series graphics cards. If you don't understand what that means, let me just tell you in real simple terms. Whatever computer you're producing content on needs to have a 2000 series graphics card or better if you can get it, because it'll handle all of the processing that you need on the video side much more effectively. And all of us have limited desk room, and we may even need to go on the road, work on the kitchen, take this to a conference, whatever it may be. And so I always have at least one laptop in my studio, and I make sure it's a production-worthy laptop. I am streaming this stream right now, two 4K cameras, a mixer, a stream deck, mouse and keyboard, 2 extra monitors, all through this laptop. This is the best production laptop, and it's actually specifically designed for creators. This particular series of laptops, the MSI Creator Series laptops, they partnered with NVIDIA to optimize this laptop for content creation, and it's freaking phenomenal. Here's the actual laptop. I'll show it to you up close. It's great. This laptop is incredible, and the price just went down something like $600. It just went down because of the new graphics cards that were announced. So there's the laptop right there. It is the biggest bang for your buck for a creator laptop. When you go to that link I just shared with you, they also have lesser models that are like slightly cheaper, but this one, this particular laptop I linked to you, you can get it for about $1,600-ish. And you might be like, okay, that's way out of my price range. Maybe it is, but this laptop will last you for about 5 years in terms of its usefulness. It's a 4K laptop with a 2060 graphics card in it, and the fastest processor you can put in a laptop, and a 1 terabyte SSD. This thing is absolutely beast, okay? But you can't just have one laptop, obviously. You need to have monitors. You need to have monitors so that you can actually do everything in your studio, right? And so I have one very cost-effective monitor. It's like $110 that I recommend to everybody. I'm reading your chat on it right now. It's this side monitor right over here, and it is the HP Vh240a monitor. And what it does, it allows you to, you can turn it vertical like this, and you can also turn it horizontal. And I loved doing it vertical so that I can actually interact with chat live more effectively. Like I've got you guys up right now. I see RC's comment and Nate's comment. And you can also turn it horizontal if you want to use it for editing, like one of my horizontal monitors. For only 110 bucks, it's an insanely good deal. It's got a really, really good base. Check it out. This is the monitor. It's nothing special. It's 1080p. It's 24 inches, but it is the most cost-effective monitor that you can get. See the swivel stand? You can move it up and down. You can turn it vertical. This is just the best monitor. I get this for everybody whenever they need a second and third monitor. Let me go ahead and link you that extra monitor right there. Now, if you're looking to do a 4K monitor, I can recommend that in another video. But really, most people just need an extra 1080p monitor or two to be able to effectively live stream. And you really don't need to blow out the budget when you're doing this. Just get a relatively cheap one like this that is sturdy and reliable. And this one is very sturdy and very reliable. It's an LED monitor. It's so solid. I love it. That's not it, though, in terms of computer accessories. So this one, you might be like, what? Is this guy really going to talk about power strips? Yes, I am going to talk about power strips. So look at how much crap you probably have in your studio, gear you have in your studio, and how much stuff you have to power, and also the limited floor space that you have underneath your desk, right? A lot of people buy horizontal power strips. A horizontal power strip takes up a lot of room on your carpet. What you should be doing instead is ordering a vertical power strip. I've tested probably like 70 different power strips in my career. I was director of operations for an AV companies and big hotels and exhibits. I've seen so many different power strips. The best power strip design is a vertical power strip design. So whether you get this one or not, it's up to you. But I very, very highly recommend this particular power tower. I'm going to put it right here in chat for you guys. This particular power strip is the best deal. You can plug in 4 USB devices into it, and it's got 8 jacks on it, and it takes up about half the space on your floor as a normal power strip. So stop buying horizontal power strips and start buying vertical power strips. It's a better bang for your buck, and it'll save you more money, okay? Here is the last thing that you need to be looking at in any case on any device, and it is a USB hub. So think about how many jacks and how many things you have to put together in your studio. A lot of people are like balancing, which USB jack stuff goes into and what have you. You don't need to do that. Especially if you're working off of a production laptop or a desktop computer that has limited USB jacks. Just get a USB hub, a USB 3 hub that has up to 8 additional ports, and that's where you're going to plug in your, let me go to the scene. That's where you're going to plug in your mouse. That's where you're going to plug in your Stream Deck. That's where you're going to plug in your extra webcam. That's where you're going to plug in. Even your capture card can go into this hub and work properly. For example, during this stream right here, you're watching my capture card that's capturing this footage behind me on my second computer through this hub. So this USB 3 hub allows you to punch the buttons right here and turn off each individual source if you want to, or punch them back on, and it is a powered USB hub. So a lot of USB hubs out there that you'll buy, you plug them into your computer, and it just is counting on the power from the USB jack on your computer to power up the hub. This one actually has its own power source. So it allows you to have a very reliable power source to power all those essential components that you have on your computer. This one in particular is my favorite. They have a couple versions. They have like a smaller version that has 4 jacks. They have a version that has like other, smaller amounts of jacks. You can choose which one is most appropriate. Here's the other versions. I've got the 4 and I've got the 7 version. They also have this preposterous 10 port version. And this one here with like 3 charging ports. It's up to you what you want. But this is by far my favorite USB jack. Okay. Now here comes the fun streaming specific stuff that you definitely tuned in for. And it's the stuff that I'm using to actually facilitate this live stream, believe it or not. And the things that I'm using to do this live stream include 2 Stream Decks. So I've actually got 2 Stream Decks. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Stream Decks. If you guys are, type it in chat. How many of you guys out there are already using Stream Decks? But I'm going to talk about the 2 different types of Stream Decks and why you should consider using them for different use cases. So this is my Stream Deck regular. It's a 15-button controller that allows me to control my live stream. That's how I went live today, and I recorded this, and how I'm switching between my scenes is by using the Stream Deck. And I've also got a Stream Deck XL underneath this monitor. So I use that Stream Deck for certain broadcasts and streams, like when I do like corporate multi-million-dollar webinars, I'll use that Stream Deck. And when I want to do my own content using the secondary computer, I'll use the Stream Deck XL. The difference between this one and that one is just this one has more buttons. That's it. And so let me just show you what this thing actually can do. So I just switched scenes there, right? You saw my control room shot. Now you saw this shot. So one obvious thing you can do with the Stream Deck, not only can you go live, but you can also, you can also switch scenes. You can trigger music. You can do anything that you can possibly imagine with a Stream Deck, and it's all completely programmable with all these different buttons and effects and what have you, all through Stream Deck. And so choose the Stream Deck that has the number of buttons that you think are appropriate for your particular production. Don't buy the XL just because it's bigger and cooler. Get whichever one is appropriate. For most people, the regular Stream Deck with 15 buttons to control your live stream is probably the most appropriate one. I started with regular Stream Deck, and then I bought an XL because I ran out of space on my original one. And here's the cool thing about it. Let me link these to you in chat. I've got the Stream Deck here. Here you go. Here's the Stream Deck link. And then let me link the Stream Deck XL. The cool thing about these devices is you can run a Stream Deck and a Stream Deck XL at the exact same time on your system. So, for example, let's say you're like me and I like to switch camera shots, and I like to go here and say whatever to this camera, or I want to talk to that camera, or I want to game on this computer. You want to have different shots and you want to be at different places at different times, right? You can have a Stream Deck in one location to do that here, and you could have a Stream Deck in another location to do that there, without having to reprogram them and without having to switch between locations. It's a convenience thing. And a lot of people use Stream Deck actually to edit videos too. They'll put hotkeys on their Stream Deck and they'll edit videos using those hotkeys to save time. I've heard of people doing hotkeys to answer emails and Slack messages, and even to tweet, and to do all sorts, to capture a GIF, like to do all sorts of things. The Stream Deck allows you to do all of that. And what you guys have noticed is that I'm capturing footage on this computer that you're looking at, the things below the screen there, and it's going to my production laptop on the other computer. So how am I doing that? And that's this item right here. It is my, hold on a second. Did I link the wrong thing? I did. Okay, let me get the right thing. It is my favorite capture card, the HD60 Plus, S Plus. Let me go ahead and grab that for you guys. Let me type in HD60S and we'll just do that one. Yeah, here's the HD60S. Cool. This is the one I'm currently using, is the HD60S. So you can select whichever capture card you want, but this one in particular I like because it's cheap and it allows you to go in through the USB 3 jack on your computer and capture footage from anything at all. I've had this one for about 5 years, this particular capture card. It captures 1080p 60. So if you're doing 1080p 60, this is the perfect card for you. And if you want to go higher than 1080p 60, what you're going to look for is the HD60S Plus. And the HD60S Plus, this one right here, it allows you to do 4K, but it is more expensive and it is a newer model, okay? So this one allows you to do HDR and it allows you to do 4K. So HD60S is what you're gonna want for 1080p content, and the HD60S Plus is what you're going to want for 4K content. It just depends on what you anticipate creating. If you just wanna be safe, and I'll go ahead and link it to you right now, here's the 4K capture card right here, 4K capture card. I'll link it to you guys in chat. You guys can buy the 4K capture card if that's something that you're interested in. Boom, I'll drop it in chat. That one in particular is going to future-proof you. For those of you out there that have a 4K monitor you want to capture over to your other computer, or you're looking at PlayStation 5, or you're looking at Xbox Series X, or you're looking at the new 30 series graphics cards and you capturing gameplay or capturing footage in 4K, you're going to want to go with the HD60S Plus to do that. So why am I recommending this USB card versus one you can pop in your computer? The reason why I recommend it is this very simple thing. This capture card can go in any computer, either a laptop or a desktop computer. You just plug it in through the USB 3 jack and it captures. That's why I don't like buying hardware cards unless you're really going to build out a monster machine and you're going to stay put forever. If you can only afford one capture card, I recommend getting a USB one so you can take it on the road on your laptop, you can put it into your desktop, or you can even take it to a conference and use it on someone else's machine if you need to capture something on the road. These USB-based ones, the ones I just recommended, the HD60 Plus and HD60S, allow you to take it to any machine ever that has a USB jack. And which machines have a USB jack? Oh yeah, all of them do. So that's that. And really quick, before we go today, I want to say big thank you to our sponsor, Restream, for sponsoring this. Look, this is all about live streaming gear today, but if you want to grow as fast as possible, Restream on every single platform at the same time. I'm streaming to you guys on Facebook, on Twitch, on YouTube, and Periscope right now. Hey guys, and it's the fastest way to grow your audience. There's a link in the description and my description of this video to click that and to get Restream $10 off your first month. And you can use code DROP25 to get 25% off Restream.io for whatever subscription you buy. I recommend it. I literally use it right now. And thank you to Restream for supporting the channel and supporting creators. They've been sponsoring me for 3 months now. We're going to finish out the year. It's such a great software solution to complement all that hardware we just looked at today on the stream. Let me know if you have any questions about any of this gear in the comments and on Twitter, and I'm happy to help you out. Adios.